Hi, I'm Joy Caffrey, an energy healer, motivational speaker, mentor, and artist. I help my highly sensitive, high achieving clients to diminish their depression, overcome anxiety, release their perfectionism. I help them to gain more energy, vitality. I help them to access more clarity and to live their brilliance. And today I want to talk to you about the big picture how I do that. There's three main phases of moving from one's suffering into one's radiance and brilliance. Those three phases are healing, transformation, and maturation. So those are the three big hows of how do we go from suffering into radiance. And then each of those categories, healing, transformation, and maturation, have their own little sets of hows. How do we get through that? In the healing phase, we look at what are our perceived limitations, woundings. How did we have to go into hiding as a way to protect ourselves? What was essential to us as a child becomes detrimental to us as an adult. The strategies we used as a child become detrimental to us. And that's because as a child, those strategies were dependent on your authorities and your caregivers being outside of you. But as an adult now, your authority is within you. You want to be able to captain your own ship. And so we need to learn how to dismantle the strategies that we used as a child and open up to what would better serve us. In the healing process, we raise awareness and look at why did we have to use the strategies that we had to use? How do they become detrimental to us? So we bring a quality of compassion, high sense listening and tending to, and being present to what was underdeveloped, what had to go into hiding, those aspects of ourselves that didn't necessarily get all of their needs met. We didn't get all of our needs met. How can we overcome that and tend to that now? The transformation process relates to dismantling what no longer serves us, nurturing ourselves in a way that would serve us, learning what tools move us from our suffering into our radiance. The maturation process is about using those tools and learning how to diminish and navigate through our fear, our shame, our judgment. We no longer have to over-identify with that shame or our fears. So we learn how to diminish them, navigate through, and access the truth of our radiance and brilliance. So we go through a process of healing, transformation, and maturation, and each one of those three have steps underneath them of how. How do we go through a healing process? How do we get through a transformational process? What does that look like? And what does maturation look like? How do we open up to our brilliance? So I'll talk about each of those three in another video, but that's the big picture how. How do we move from suffering into radiance? If you are interested in working with me, you can send me a private message or contact me through my website, joyfulhealingcenter.com. I look forward to working with you and supporting you in letting go of your suffering and moving into your own brilliance and radiance.